瓦上的波霜，窗前的月光，都照亮心底某个地方。有人用思念两段足石行，流淌过1000年，恋恋难忘。你有绿树红墙，寄我这风霜，也有草长白云白，吹到长城长。天水煮小巷，早上老火汤，在家3分时光，坐在门前慢慢唱。人间烟火山河浩荡，清风过大江，水路弯弯连海浪，两岸千里的花香。你爱的人啊，记得你最好模样，你是高高的忠诚，是心之所向。时代滔滔向前，温柔而勇往，留步我梦中的你，花开遍山岗，蹒跚着成长，离开又回望。你是年也是香，是童年的一个糖。人间烟火山河浩荡，大雪落夕阳，午夜钟声是响，一粒吞咽的泪光。你爱的人啊，永远放你在心上。哇，こんにちは，おはよう，こんばんは，早上好，中午好，晚上好。Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Continue on, we're gonna do some more codings today. Depending how fast I finish this section. This section still belongs to kind of graph. So we're working with maps. And within the maps, we generally use either breadth first search or depth first search. So yeah, let's get into the question. The number of closed islands. You are given a 2D matrix containing only ones and zeros. 1 denoting land and 0 denoting water. An island is a connected set of 1 and is surrounded by either an edge or 0. Each cell is considered connected to other cells horizontally or vertically. A closed island is an island that's totally surrounded by zeros. This means horizontally and vertically connected cells are closed islands are water. This also means that by definition, a closed island cannot touch an edge. Write a function to find the number of closed islands in the given matrix. Okay, I wonder if I can copy this. Copy the image. Paste. Okay, so this is the island type of map. So let's say we have an island like this. 1, 1, 0. 0, 0, 0. According to the statement, we're looking for the middle one, which is surrounded by zeros, either horizontally or vertically. Right, so what we can do is we can traverse through all the points in the map, and whenever we find a one, which means whenever we find a land, we are going to do a in this case either depth first search or breadth first search, doesn't matter. I generally tend to use, in this kind of map, I like to use recursions. So whenever we find a one, we're gonna do a recursion. We're gonna look for all the remaining land. So basically we're gonna look for up, left, right, bottom, and each time we find, actually oh, in that case I shouldn't modify this. Wait, should I? I don't think this matters. So each time we finish one land, we can set this land to 0. Move on to the next, and we set this land to 0. Since oh my god, every time when I just ate, my throat is full of stuff. I mean, it's always have to clear the throat to talk. So by definition, we're looking for everything that's surrounded by 0, right? If we reverse this, that means we are looking for everything that's not touching an edge. So in this case, whenever we find this, we're gonna move around, and once we hit the edge, we know this island is not surrounded by water. So then we can immediately return that this island is not surrounded by water. Actually, should we immediately return? We should not immediately return, because it could be like this. It could be like this. And then we set it to 0. Okay, so we're gonna finish traversing these, and then we're gonna return the value. I think we actually yeah, we can return a value. And whenever we see something that's all surrounded by water, because we are not hitting any edge, we can default the value to be true. And just like that. Okay, let's see. So we need to traverse through the map first, but let's column equal to 0, column less than, it's ons. Columns is equal to matrix dot length, and rows is equal to matrix the first index dot length, because this is a 2D array. So column less than columns, column plus plus, and then for let row equal to 0, row less than row, row ++. And if we encounter a line, which means matrix of column and row is equal to 1, that means we hit a line. We're gonna do a that first search of the column and row. So let's code that first search. So that first search column and row. We want to look for top, left, right, bottom. So that first search column -1 row, and then that first search function column +1 row, and then the first search column row -1, and that first search column row +1. And we need to return something that denotes the number of islands. So we want to know if we have hit an edge. So if column is less than 0 or column is greater than or equal to columns, or row is less than 0 or row is greater than or equal to rows. This means we have hit the edge. And if we hit an edge, we want to return false. And if we return false, and if we hit a water, so matrix column row if it's equal to water, then we don't do anything. If it's equal to water, we can return true, and in the end we just return this result or this result or this result. So if we hit a row is true, and we want to see if we hit the edge or not. Once we hit an edge, so if one of these is edge, it's gonna be false, true, false, true. Like so it's gonna that would be false result. Right, so if this returns true, then we increase the count. I think that's it. Submit. Maximum call stack. Oh, cause okay. we need to reset this, otherwise it's gonna loop itself. So matrix column row is gonna equal to 0. Run this. Output is true. Expect is 1. The test case is this, I think. Yeah, okay. So we hit the first one, we hit a LAN. So matrix equal to this, so we do this. And then we go inside here. We set this to 0, and then we look for top. We look for top, bottom, left, right. So top is gonna be false, because the top will be less than 0, because -1 less than 0. So this will return false. And right side will return true. Actually, right side is not that. So right side is gonna be 0, and then it's gonna loop this again. And the first thing that it hits, actually the second thing that it hits is gonna be false. So true, false, true, true. This is gonna be false. And then we look at left. Left is gonna be false, because it's less than. Row is less than 0. And then we look at top. I mean, we look at rights. Oh, right side is the one that had the other one. So this one, the first one, should return false. This is false, so we're not doing that. And we go to the next one. Next one is true. Why is it like this? It teaches me so much. I wonder if I can watch all the Leetcode video. I don't know about that, because I don't think I'm that good at Leetcoding. Right, so we passing the column and row for the first one. We look this way. We look here, look here, look here, look here. And top is less than, so this is false. False. And this is false. This is 1. So 1 and 1 is gonna return true, but it's gonna go into the loop again. And then within that loop, it's gonna do this. So one of the options is gonna return false. And return false. So this one will eventually become false. Oh, so it's false, 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 false. I see, I see. Or that's even more. So this is all false. and we're doing AND operation. Wait, I feel like this is so easy. Why am I messing up this? I'm not checking if they are connected. Cause that first search is gonna this is gonna search for, if it's connected, it's gonna search for entirely every single LAN that's connected. So I think this only does that. Now the question is like, whenever we hit an edge, we want to return false. Right? Why am I having trouble with this? If I passing a value, let connect, let edge equal to false, like, and then we can edge is gonna equal to true. If it's equal to 0, then we return. And we just do this. So edge is false. And we're passing edge. If no edge, then we increase the counter. Down island. Run this again. Edge is not defined. Okay. Edge. And no read property of undefined within 0. To make that, we're passing edge. Edge is false. And whenever we hit the edge is true and we return. Run this. Still 2, why? That means I'm hitting something. I'm counting something. So roll. This is 1 1 false. to 0, then we return, and then we set it to 0, and then we look for top, right, bottom. And top is gonna set edge to true, return, get out, and this is gonna set. Oh wait, this is bottom. This bottom is still 0, so nothing happened here. Top is gonna be like column. But this is top, so top is gonna set edge to true, and then bottom is nothing happened, and then row left is also gonna set it to true because row is gonna be less than, so edge is gonna be true again. And then this is right, we move to the next one. This doesn't matter, but we are just setting, we are finding the land and we're setting it to 0. We're finding the land, we're setting it to 0. We're gonna find all the connected land and set them to 0. And in the process of looking for the land, if we find an edge, then we set edge to true. So this yeah, I don't get this part. If there's no edge, then we increase the counter. So this, why is it like this? I feel like this is embarrassing. Let me look at the hint. Right, this if that return false, right? That's what I was doing. And if it's, oh, they're doing visited. So they are, they have a hash map basically set it to check whether this item is visited or not. But I think you can do it without setting a visited here. Oh, cause they're doing this. Isn't it the same way I did it? So I cannot do the edge here, and then we can still go back to here like this. If right, so if we find a, so there's no edge anymore. If we find a return true, if find an edge, return false. If we find a water, return true. I'm gonna set it to 0, and we're gonna default let's edge equal to yeah, let's equal to true. So true and then false. And then edge is gonna equal to this. Wait, this shouldn't be like this. Edge. So we default to set it to edge. It's not touching water. If it touches water, return true. Way to edge all this. So if this touches water, it's true. It's gonna be true. I think this is the same. You should give me the same result. If I set it to oh, is this why they use a map? Okay, let map equal to array of size columns. Now we're gonna fill that with array of size rows, and that's filled with false. Only visited. So instead of doing this, we're gonna do visited is equal to true. Visited of column and row. Right, so if visited, then false. Now it's even bigger. Wait. This shouldn't be hard. Why am I having trouble? Like return false if it touching. I don't think that matters though. Return false. Return true. By default, it's gonna be true. Yeah. So if it touches edge, return true. Return false. If it's 0, and then we also. If it's 0 and we also visit it. If it's 0 and matrix and row is 0 and we also visit it, then it's true. Default edge is true. Each time we visit that, we set it to true. And then edge is gonna edge 2. If one of this is false, edge or that, this default true, that's gonna be true. So this runt maximum stack if it's 0 or it's visited, then we return true. Wait, what's that? Oh, god damn it! If it's out of bound, we return false. By default, we return true. Each time we visit that, we set it to true, visit it as true. And each time we hit a water, or each time we hit something that we already visited, then we return true. So, edge, this is true, this is false. False. If one of them is false, everything is gonna be false. So this is false. So there's no island counter. And we go to the next one. Right? I don't see why this is not correct. We set edge to true, and this is that first search is gonna look for top. And because top is less than 0, so this is false. Right? So this will return false. True and false is false. Oh, false and false is gonna be true. I see. Oh, this is okay. In this case, I think we're back to square one. The problem is that if we have if all this is gonna be false, then this should return false. I set it to true by default. One of them is gonna return false. Search row, and another one is gonna set it to true. Okay. Why is it so hard? Matrix visited top index. Yeah. So if it's touching edge, return false. If it's equal to 0, oops. If it's equal to 0 or it's visited, then return true. By default, it's true. By default, it's set to true. So this is gonna be this and this. Is closed. So is closed is equal to is closed, and the that first search. That's what I did. Why is it wrong? Oh, is it because I'm not feeling the arrays? Console log. Visited. False, false, false. That's correct. And so this is shorthand for edge equal to edge and DFS. Like head 6. I'm already panicking. If it's water or if it's water or we already visited this, then we return true. Edge equal to this. And return edge. If nothing, then we increase the count. Right, why am I counting so many? First one is 1, 1, 1. Initialize. This not. So set that to true. And then we go into the top. The top is -1. -1. It's less than, so we automatically return false. So this is gonna be true and false. It's gonna be false. Oh, isn't this the same problem as the one we had earlier? And then -1 is top, +1 is bottom. So bottom is gonna hit 0. And this will return true. So false and true is gonna be false. And then next, this is gonna look to the left. Left is nothing, left is less than 0, so return false. This is false, so false and false is gonna be true. Wait, isn't it like that? Inspect. Wait, false and false is false, right? Am I making up things? If false and false, also the log A. Okay, so false and false is false. Okay, I'm not like making shit up now. False and false. This will be false. Since we know edge is false, so next one, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it returns. If edge is false, then the edge is gonna return false. So the first one will not trigger this. Oh, if it's equal to 1 and visited, and we haven't visited this. Bottom row. And we haven't visited this. 1 again. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, so I thought it was something wrong with this, but it's actually there's nothing wrong with this. It's just I wasn't checking whether it's visited or not. But then in that case, without doing visited, that should still be fine. Do I even need this? Okay, I'm gonna remove this. And then remove this. Oh wait, not here. This. And remove this. So I'm not doing this. I'm just setting it to 0. If 0, then return true. Visited is not defined. I'm still using somewhere of visited. Matrix. So this is still correct. I don't even need to field diff. Okay, I don't know. Like we had something wrong earlier. I don't know where it was wrong. So I'm checking. Okay, whenever we hit a land, we're gonna do a that first search. We're gonna visit every single land and we're gonna set it to 0. And if we hit one of the edge, that's gonna return false. But even return false, we're still gonna traverse through all the lands until we sell the lands to 0. But the end result will still be false, so return false. And if it's not touching the edge, then we don't count. And then the next one, we're gonna traverse, set it to 0, go to next, set it to 0, go to next, set it to 0, go to next, set it to 0. And by default it's true, since we are not hitting any edge. It's not gonna return false. So by default this will be true. So return true and we increase the count. Wait, I was correct earlier. I don't know why. I don't even want to look anymore. Okay, problem challenge 1. You are given a 2D matrix containing only 1 and 0. An island is connected as set of 1 and surrounded by either an edge or water. Each cell is connected. There are no lakes on the island, so the water inside island is not connected to the water around it. A cell is square with a sign of 1. The given matrix has only one island. Write a function to find the perimeters of that island. The perimeter of that island. The boundary of island constitutes 14 sides. 14? Oh, this top, left, bottom. 14 sides. Okay, this is where we need to use we need to have a hash map to check whether they are visited or not. Because if what we're doing previously just reset this. If we reset this, the next one it checks is gonna have another border here. So we don't want that. So what we do is whenever we hit a edge or we hit the water, we're gonna increase the border by 1. And then at the end we're gonna return that border. Okay. So let's try the same thing again. Columns is equal to matrix.length. Row is equal to matrix index 1, 0.length. For let column equal to 0, column less than columns, column plus plus. For let row equal to 0, row less than rows, row plus plus. If we hit something, if we hit a len, so matrix column and row is equal to 1, then we return the count. So DFS column and row. So what we do is just call the function that first search column and row. By default, we want to do the same thing again. That first search column row. We fight 4 times. So top, bottom, and left, right. We want to have a size. Set the size to 0. And we're gonna keep increasing the size. Size plus equal to size plus equal to. And at the end, we just return the size. And how we gonna calculate this size is whenever we hit a if we hit a border, so if column is less than 0 or column is greater equal to columns, or row is less than 0, row is greater than equal to rows, that means we hit a border, then we return 1, right? And then the second one is if we hit a border. So if matrix of column and row is border, then we return 1. I do believe we need to track whether this is visited or not. Otherwise, it's gonna keep hitting the same thing. Cause I think this is just even the loop. Yeah. So we're gonna do a let's visit it equal to matrix dot. Actually, we're gonna initialize as array size of column, and then we're gonna fill that. We're going to fill that with another array of size rows, and which is filled with false value. Alright, so each time we hit something, we're gonna set it to visited. So visited of column and row is gonna be true. So it's if we hit a border, that means the border is gonna be increased by 1. If we hit something that's already visited, so if visited column and row, bottom and row, if we hit something that's already visited, so we don't want to count that. So in this case, return 0, and that should be it. And that's not it. Column is that input reference? No, that's not an input reference. Before input, I guess Yu-Gi-Oh map is based on current roles. But no. Current roles is this right way before that. Okay, so let's check this. So the first thing we're gonna pass in is 1. Right? Passing is 1. Size is 0 by default. We still want to be visited. And then we're gonna go up. Up is we hit the boundary, so return 1. And then we're gonna go down. Down is 0. Down is 0, so we hit a 0. That means we return 1. That's also 1. Now we hit left. Left is gonna be an edge, so we return 1. So now this side right now size is 3. Right, and then we go to the next one. Next one is rights. Right, we set right to true because right is not. We haven't visited right, and right is not 0. So we set right to true, and then set size to 0. And then right is gonna look for top. This is 1. Bottom, we're gonna go down to bottom. Let's ignore that bottom for now. This is gonna return some number. Right, and then we go to left. Left is already visited, so return 0. This will be 0. And then we look at right. Right is water, so here return 1. By this border right. Left is already visited, so return 0. So this will be 2. Which means we have a 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 minimum. This is not 2, right? I mean the second recursion is not 2, but it's 2 minimum. Because I skipped 1, right? So it would be 3 plus 2 would be 5. Size will be minimum 5. But this right now we are outputting 4. It's outputting 4. None there. 다요. If we hit an edge, we return 1. If we hit a water, we return 1. If we already visited the thing, return 0. If we already visited the thing and it's 1, I don't think that matters. If this is 1 and we already visited, return 0. And somehow increased. Do you guys see anything wrong with the logic? We hit an island, we hit a land. We check top, bottom, left, right. Top hits the edge, return 1. So 0 plus 1. Left is edge, return 1. Bottom is edge, return 1. And bottom is 0. Bottom is 0, so we return 1. So this is 3 already. Plus equal to plus equal to. Then we go to the next. Next, the size is reset it to 0 for the second recursion. Right, and then we look at left. We look at top. Top hits the border, so 1. Right hits water, return 1. And then left. Left is all they visited, so return 0. So this is 2. And then bottom, we go to the next. MX Excel stream. No, this is not MX Excel. We look at bottom, we set it to 0. So 1, 1. It is visited. So 0, 1, 1, 0. So this is 2. Next. And this also 2. So this is minimum returns 2. So this 2 returns back to the top. So it'll be 1, 1, 2. That's 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 4. And you go back to the top. It'll be 1, 1, 4. 1, 1, 4. Which is 6. 6, 1, 1, 1 will be 9. This minimum, I stopped counting here, but you get the idea. So this is 9 just from this border. So it should at least be 9, but this is not 9. I don't get it. All this. Return 1. If we hit a 1, we do this. And we return the search. Because this one says there's only one land. Right? The Given Make Chase has only one island. And we just need to look for the perimeter of the island. Where's it fine? Zero, 0. Only look twice. Oh, we only look twice. Okay. 2 and 5. Wait, hold on. 2 and 5. 2 and 5 is minimum 7. Return size. Oh, because 2 and then the next one is 5. Okay. Okay, now okay, we managed to find a problem. The problem is this loop ends here, ends after the second. So this was supposed to go down here, but it was not going down. And let's see why. So this is fine. We check whether it's 1. Oh, but this returns. Wait, we shouldn't be checking this 1. We should just check whether it's visited or not. If it's visited, then we return. If it's not visited and it's 1, then we keep going. And with water, then we return 1. We set to visit it. Why is it not going down? So we hit here. And then DFS bottom will be here. If we hit something that's visited, we get out of this here loop. If we find a water, return 1. That means the last 001, right? 001. So it's here, but it's not going down. It's not going down. Row -1, row +1, column, row. Why is it not going down? 01 is here. Column is 0, row is 1. So in order for it to go down, column 0, row is equal to 2. So column 0, row 2. This still goes fine. Column 0, row 2. Column 0, row 2 is not visited, so this is still false. Column 0, row 2 is not equal to 0. So this does not trigger, this does not trigger. So this should console log column 0 and row 2, but it's not doing that. Column 0, row 2. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Column 0, row 2. This is not gonna trigger. Column 0, row 2. Oh, these are all true. Okay, here's the problem here. These are all set to true, but why? visited column row is true. So 0, 0 initialize is like this. Right, we go there, go there, go there. And then with visited, we set it to true. So column 0, row 0 should be true. But this sets all the column to be true. Nande? Visited column 2. controller. Right, so before hitting that, this is false. -1. Why is it setting out true here? Nande, nande, nande. Deprecate. Right, they fill the row to be false and map fill it to false. They checking whether this is return 1. If it's water, return 1. If it's visited, return 0. And you set that. The run is I don't know about run history. I'm having freaking problem right here. Size is 0. It says the true size is 0. You look up, low, up, right, left. Isn't it the same? What the fuck am I doing wrong? Array of this filled with array of this. Does this have to do with anything? If? And then do this again? What the fuck? What's wrong with this? So this is a two-dimensional array of all false. Initializes two-dimensional array of all false. Right? And this also is also two-dimensional array of false. But this is wrong. This is two-dimensional array of false. Why? The logic is right though. It's just we are not filling it correctly, apparently. So why is it like that? So array of length row. Oh. Wait a minute. Rows and columns. I run this again. Oh, so it's not because I had a reverse. So you have an array of rows and you fill it with false. And then you map each of them is a array of column filled with false. Why is this different? Online JavaScript. Right, so this is the way that they were doing it. Let's call it ons array 1 equal to this. And then cons array 2 equal to the way I was doing. And let's say rows is equal to 3 and columns is equal to 3. Right, we're gonna run this actually. And then we're gonna console log array 1. And we're gonna console log array 2. Run this. But they're the same. They're the same, right? What the fuck is wrong with this? What the fuck is wrong with JavaScript? Also log is array 1 equal to array 2. Run. Both. Is array 1 equal to array 2? Both. Why? Do you guys see this? So apparently this, if I fill my array like this, the problem will be correct. But if I fill my array the other way, then the problem is not correct. But if you do a console log array 1 and array 2, do they not look the same to you? They are both two-dimensional array, and all its elements are filled as false. But somehow the program thinks they are different. They are different array, two-dimensional arrays. If I do this, then this will be different. Oh, it's not different. Still the same, right? Still the same. Why is it? Why? Someone could please explain. Let's say I console log array 1, index 1, and then index 2. And then console log the same thing from array 2. Right, false, right? Are they the same? Equal. Are they the same? This should be true, right? What about this? Are they the same? False. Array console log array 1 at column. Console log column 1 and console log another column 1. Array 2 1. Right, false. They should be the same, right? They should be the same. Okay, what about now? if I set array 1 to equal to array 1 and 1, let's say, is equal to true. Array 1 of this is true. And then array 2 of this also is true. And then we log this out. False, true, false, false, true, false. Right, they're the same. They're the same to me, brother. Oh, okay, now look at that. This is different. Array row is filled with columns false. So we fill all the columns to false. Right, so we create the column first. And then we fill the row to be this column. I still don't get why this turns out to be like this. Row fill false and then column fill false. What if I do this? I'm not filling anything, just empty. Under empty, and then within the empty we fill it false. Run this. So now it's the same. Now array 1 should equal to array 2. That's not equal. God damn it. But at least this is not doing that thing. And if I don't do anything, if I not fill anything, so this is now is empty. So within each empty row, we're gonna fill it with column false. Alright, so this should be like this. And if I not fill anything, within each row, we fill that and then we map it. We map each row. We map each empty row with column array of columns, and then we fill that column with false value. So now it's still the same. So I just need to pre-fill this. The other case is okay. So the only difference here, you know what? This is my theory. JavaScript is confusing. So what I was doing is we fill the row with columns. So we first create the columns, right? 1, 1, 1, 1. We create columns, and then for each row we're gonna copy this 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So the copy is like we copy this, copy over turn into this, copy over, turn into this. And the other way is we create the rows. We create a rows which is empty, there's nothing here. And then for each empty row, we're gonna fill it with column which is false. So this will be like, right? We have rows. We first created rows which are empty. Right, and then within each empty row, we're gonna create a column. Each column is gonna fill with false. So it's filled like this. Each column we could do a 1, 1, 1, and then 1, 1, 1, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You see the difference? So this one created the column first, and then we copy the entire column over. And this one is create empty row, and then we fill each value inside the column to be 1. So even though like we are not using any variables within this, so from the outside both of these look the same. However, within JavaScript, what they think is like each of these is as a single identity. So their value is all mapped. So if we change one value to 0, everything changes to 0. So that's the only thing, that's the only understanding I have here, which is freaking parallel. JavaScript, oopsie. Anyways, I'm gonna stop now. I should go to sleep. See you guys next time. Bye bye. 雅思族，破门而开之间，谦虚半步，一人曾举目，孤行伫立待的日当正中，等教问句参花湖，第一口难辨是非，唯有墨鱼结束，盘中人杰的正业忽而定闻情伤风骨。生这一寸，一方便言和一堆堆正主，有下人无语，红着飞鸟为